Hi everybody, hello my beauties, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm delving into a topic that I have been passionate about for a very long time, that I had been doing, but recently I've started seeing on social media, on a lot of platforms, that it's gained a bit of momentum. I watched my mom do this with us growing up. I've been doing it for years, but I hadn't put a name or a word or a title towards it, and recently it started gaining momentum and it has found itself a name, and that name is stockpiling. So I've been doing stockpiling for many years. I had been searching for deals, buying non-perishable goods or longer shelf life stuff, and then allocating that money elsewhere, so that whatever money that I've saved, I would then either put into savings or use it somewhere else that I needed it. For instance, I started with toiletries. So what I would do is that when I would find specials, I would buy 3 or 5 of those specials, or buy enough of those specials to last me for a certain period of time. For instance, if I found a deal on deodorant, I would go and buy enough deodorant that would last me for a year. What that allows me to do is to not need to buy deodorant for 6 months to a year. Having found this deodorant on a special, meaning that I'm already saving money, then instead of buying on a monthly basis, I would then put away the money that I had then saved or would have needed to use towards toiletries. I would then put it away into savings or reallocate it to other expenses in the home. Let me give you an example. So in Jan, I would buy enough toiletries to last me until the next Jan, right? From 1 January to the next January. So it means that for a whole year, I don't have to worry about buying deodorant, right? Then what I would do is that with the monthly amount, let's say for instance, I go through 2 deodorants a month, right? I've now saved money on buying deodorant monthly, meaning that I don't have to budget money for a deodorant every single month. I would take that amount that I would have allocated anyway every month, I would put it away every month. Then, because I don't have to buy deodorant every single month, I would then either save the money like I said, or 2, reallocate that money elsewhere in the home. For instance, if I was going to budget 50 Rand for deodorant every single month, now I don't have to budget that 50 Rand every single month. I then take that 50 Rand and I go buy an extra packet of sugar, of maize meal, whatever the circumstance may be, right? So you then reallocate that money. Then you get to a point where you don't need to be buying sugar every single month. So what happens now? Now you've got the budget for sugar every single month, and you've got the budget for deodorant every single month. Then you go and you buy the next most expensive item with those 2 monies combined, or you put that money away. So I would do a 50-50 split of each. Half of the year, I would allocate that money and that budget to stockpiling and looking out for specials on top of stockpiling. Once I've reached my target for the half of the year, that this is everything that I need, I would have made a list similar to this one of everything that I need for the year, non-perishable items that I am stockpiling. Then I'd go every month looking at my list, ticking off. You start with the least expensive thing, the same way that you do with debt. Then you go on to the most expensive thing. By half of the year, you've now ticked off your 10, 25 items of stuff that you stockpile, and you have them in stockpile. For the rest of that year now, the next 6 months, you take the entire budget for everything that you would have needed on a monthly basis, because now you've got it in stockpile. You take that money and you invest it. You put it away, you save it, you invest it, you buy an item that you really need in your house, whatever way that helps you shift money within your budget, that helps you to make money work for you. I hope I'm making sense. So we're halfway through the year now. Then we take this stockpiling money and now we put it away. Stockpiling money plus monthly items that you would have needed that you now have, that you've got your own little shopping shopping aisle in your home, and you can then, if you need deodorant, go get from there instead of having to go and spend money and buy it at the shops. Then we're putting away now this money for the rest of the year, right? Then each year we start over again. We've got our list again and it remains the same. Now here's the beauty of it. Sometimes you find that in that month you only used one deodorant. You only used a half a packet of sugar. In 2 months you only used 1 packet of sugar because circumstances, right? So now you might find yourself having collected enough items or stockpiled enough items to last you for 12 months. But now you've been able to stretch it because you were either at grandma's house or you visited somebody, or whatever the circumstance, you used less sugar that month, you used less deodorant, whatever you've saved on now. Now you've extended it to an extra month, right? Meaning you've got now an extra month where you can go and put away the money or the budget that you would have used to buy that item. You will now be able to put extra away into your savings, into your investments, wherever you are putting away your money and making your money work better for you. So this was how I was able to then stockpile one and ensure that we had enough groceries, we had enough toiletries that we needed, and simple non-perishable things that run the home within that period. And at the very same time, I then upped my savings because I've now been able to buy these things that I would have budgeted on a monthly basis. I've been able to buy them outright because I searched for specials, I stockpiled, I used the stockpiling type of thinking and mentality and planning, and therefore I freed up a bit more money in my budget that can go and work elsewhere or be saved, right? One of the ways that this worked for me quite a lot is that I would stockpile the small things in the beginning. So I would stockpile toothpaste, I would stockpile deodorant, I would stockpile sugar, easy items that with 100 Rand I can go and get 5 packets of sugar on a special. With 150 Rand I can go and get 6 deodorants for my husband, the next month 6 deodorants for myself, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Then what I would do is that on month 6, I've now done what I like to call the day-to-day running items of the home. I've now purchased that. They're sitting there. I've got my own grocery aisle in my home. Then I would take the last month's money because now it's accumulated. Because remember, now you don't only not need to buy, or you don't only not need to allocate toiletries money. Now you don't need to allocate toiletries money. You don't need to allocate grocery or staple grocery money or budget in your greater budget. Now you end up finding yourself that you've got about 2,000 Rand, right? Instead of on a monthly basis you would allocate 150 here, 100 there, wherever. You don't need to allocate any money. So now you've got a lump sum that you can use towards something bigger. Something bigger could be what I used to do, is that on month 6, sometimes month 5, I would then go and stockpile meat. I would go and stockpile meat, go to a butcher or an abattoir and go and buy meat in bulk, right? Because meat is expensive and it takes up a whole lot of budget. So now for the next 6 months, I don't need to allocate money for meat. I don't need to allocate money for basic staple groceries. I don't need to allocate money for toiletries. I don't need to allocate money for chemicals or fabric softener or anything else that runs the day-to-day home. I don't have to allocate any money to that. Then, because I've done this, I've got more money to put away towards savings. Or if you've got a goal of accumulating something that you absolutely need in the home, whether it be a new microwave, a new kettle, a new toaster, whatever, tires for the car, a service for the car. You've now got this money that you've freed up that you would have otherwise used it elsewhere, and you can then use it for that, right? Or you can put it away, of which, like I said, I would do 50-50. I would put it away, and sometimes we would accumulate things that we needed in the home. One of those things was making sure that I got clothes for my little one. So that's the other way that I stockpile, is that I then have got this free money. So it's either one, I use it for a big item that we need in the house. Two, we use it for running costs like a service for the car, tires for the car, or we use it for my little one. Being, I would then go look, again using the stockpiling mentality, I would go look for sale items for her, for stuff that she needed for the next step. Next step, I mean, she's now 6 months. Let's imagine she is now 6 months, right? And I know that pretty soon she won't be wearing 3 to 6 months clothes or 4 to 6 months clothes. She will be now wearing 9 to 18-year-old clothes. I would then use that stockpiling mentality with the same amount of money that has been freed up, and I would then start stockpiling 9 to 18-year-old or 9 to 18-month-old toddlers' clothes. And because I'm doing it far forecasting ahead, I can go and look for sales. I can go and lay by the clothes. I can go and shop around, right? I can go and shop around because I'm not under pressure. I'm pre-planning now, so I'm not under pressure. And that is how I would then move money in our home. Move money sounds a little bit dodgy, but just bear with me. I would then shift or move money in such a way that at every given point, this money had somewhere where it could fit in, but there wasn't any pressure for it to do so, giving me the ability to maneuver the money in such a way that it works well for the family. This works very well for different budgets. It works very well if you've got a constricted budget. It works very well if you've got a flexible budget. It works very well if you've got an extremely flexible budget, because you determine what is important for you, what are you trying to achieve with the stockpiling, what do you need in your home, and then you pace yourself in such a way that the money works for you. And that's how I did it. That's how I realized that I had been doing it for years, but I did not know, or I did not yet have a word or a title to put towards what I was doing. But I had been doing it for a number of years, and specifically when I had my daughter, and we now needed to make significant changes within our budget in order for it to be able to stretch itself out and to work out for us the way that we wanted it to work for us. I hope I've made sense. I hope I've made sense. And if not, please let me know in the comments below what you didn't understand, what you'd like me to delve into, and I will do more videos like this where I speak on stockpiling, what I've been doing, show you a little bit of my stockpiling and the different places within our home where I stockpile. One of them being toiletries, the second being chemicals that we use around the house, like fabric softeners, like washing powder and the like. The third being staple grocery items. The other one being my little one's clothes, as well as stationery. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, and happy stockpiling.